Okay, so this is the next part of the first lecture. It is about exponential growth. It's divided into three parts. First, it's going to be me trying to explain what exponential growth is. Second, how will you spot an exponential growth? And number three, why it matters. Why studying this it matters in the specific time or in the context of the coronavirus epidemic or pandemic that we have right now. So, tingnan natin, kasi in the news, di ba, people are always saying, reporters are always saying that exponential coronavirus is exponentially growing, for example. Phrases like that are heard in the newsroom. So now, let's talk about it. So in order to understand the concept of exponential growth, let's take a look at this situation. Okay, so going back to the riddle, let's call it the riddle. This is the allowance riddle. So yung father mo daw is complaining that your allowance na 100 per day is too much. Too much allowance, yung 100 per day. So you're trying to outsmart your father, no? You propose a plan. So sabi mo sa kanya, tatay or dad, what if you just give me 1 peso starting the first day of the next month? And then on the next day 2 of that month, you give me 2 pesos para madoble. And then the third day, you double the 2 pesos, you give me 4. On the fourth day, you double the 4 pesos, you give me 8 pesos, and so on. That's your scheme. That's your pyramid scheme na binigay mo sa father mo. So, your father agreed na ganun na lang mangyari. Kasi he thought na makatipid siya. Biruin mo, the first day, he's only going to give you piso. My question is, dapat ka ba maging masaya in this type of scheme? So, let's put it in a spreadsheet. Okay? So, this spreadsheet shows how much your allowance your father will be giving you each day of the month. So, week 1, tingnan natin, di ba? 7 days in a week. Okay pa. 1, piso 2, 4, 8. And then 16 pesos, 32, 64. Your father must be thinking, nautakan ko yung anak ko. And then, in week 2, parang medyo dehado na siya. No. At the end of the week 2, he's supposed to give you 8,000. And in week 3, imagine, kasi dumadoble araw-araw, di ba? 16,000, it doubles up to 32 to 66, and so on. Such that at the end of the week 3, day 7, your father is already giving you 1 million. Hanggang sa end of the month, umabot siya ng 100 million plus. So, hindi mo na malayan yung paglobo. O hindi na malayan ng father mo yung paglobo ng allowance sa kailangan niyang ibigay sa'yo. So, it start out parang very, very small amount. But through time, as the day passes, as the days pass, wow, it really compounded. It really exploded into a big amount. So actually, that's exponential growth. Sabi dito, exponential growth is growth that increases by a constant proportion. So sa riddle natin, yung increase ay by 100% in percentage, if we're talking about percent. It increases 100% a day. So 1 peso, you double that. That's 2 peso. 2 peso, you double that. That's 4 peso. Each day beginning at 1 peso, making it a perfect example of exponential growth. So, kapag i-graph natin yung exponential growth ng iyong daily allowance with the days in the x-axis and the allowance on the y-axis, we can see that the shape is a J shape or a J curve. Exponential growth, if you graph them, it will look like that. J shape pattern or J shape curve. J curve. Some call it that. Some call it the J curve. Okay, let's go to the second part. Paano malalaman na you're dealing with an exponential growth aside from graphing it? When there's a fixed doubling time, we have exponential growth. So, dun sa ating riddle, allowance riddle, ang doubling time ay 1 day. Kasi diba, it only takes a day para maging doble yung halaga ng pera. So, doubling time is the time it would take a population or money, for our case, to double in size or value. So, let's put it in the context of the COVID-19 situation. So, this is data from the UK for illustration purposes, we're going to use the data from UK, starting from February 23 and ending on March 23 kung kailan sila nag-decide mag-lockdown. So this is a 1-month period. So you can see here the dates. So on that date, dito makita mo kung ilan yung naging kaso on that day or that date. And then dito, how many new cases nadagdag on that particular date. So you add this, you get 11. So syempre on the next day, your starting point is 11. You get 2 more cases, you get 13. Next date, starting is 13. You get 5 more cases, 18. So ang ginawa ng source, or researcher, ay tinignan niya kung kailan or gaano kadaming araw bago magdoble yung bilang ng COVID-19 cases in UK during that particular month, February 23 to March 23. And then he saw that the average is 2.7 or 3 days bago magdoble yung number of cases. So, actually, may kita nga natin siya dito, no? So, after day 1, 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3. So, saktong-sakto, no? 11 times 2, 22. But later on, you will see that hindi masyado nagsasakto siya. Because, of course, we're dealing with actual situation. Hindi siya theoretical. So, after how many days? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. After only 10 days, you already have 100 cases. So if you're a UK citizen or a UK official, parang sabihin mo, okay, parang very manageable. Only 100 cases, 100 plus cases. Little did you know na exponential growth pala yung meron ka. And as days pass by, you will know that the numbers are just going to explode if you don't do anything. So, March 6, nagmatch yung theoretical at saka yung actual. March 15, 2,000 na. From 11 to 100 to 2,000. March 16, ina-advise na yung health minister nila to establish a lockdown, but he didn't listen. And then, pinalampas niya pa hanggang marating yung March 23, kung saan meron ng 11,000 people infected with coronavirus. Imagine if dito pa lang nag-lockdown na sila. 3,000. Only 3,000 cases. Or not 11 actually. Actual number was 12,000. So that the difference is very large, diba? So if you graph them, the cases, you can see the J-shaped pattern. So it's really an exponential growth. And also there's a fixed doubling rate. In their case, 2.7 or 3 days kung saan dumadoble yung number of cases. So why it matters? Tulad na sabi ko nina, exponential growth matters because it is easy to underestimate. Tulad na sa riddle natin, di ba, yung tatay, akala niya, taka niya yung anak niya. Because in the first week, he's only giving such small amounts. But he didn't know that it will compound uncontrollably towards the end, such that 100 plus million na at the end of the month. Exponential growth will become fast, even if slow siya ngayon. Again, let's put it in the context of COVID-19. Using the data of the UK, pag daw hindi sila nag-lockdown noong March 23, no? Kung saan meron ng 12,000 cases. Natag-antay pa sila ng 2 weeks. Nagpatumpik-tumpik pa sila for another 2 weeks. So, diba, it doubles every 3 days. So, 3, 6, 9, and 12. It will double 4 times kung mag-wait sila ng 2 weeks. The number will reach up to 180,000 plus, which is beyond the holding or the bed capacity of their national health services, which only have 100,000 beds. So really in this situation, we can really say na the knowledge about exponential growth can really save lives, can even help us control a deadly disease, help us manage a pandemic. Okay? So right now, think about those ideas na meron tayo about mathematics. Is it true now, knowing this, na ang mathematics only exists in the classroom, that it doesn't have any space or any place with your life. So let's reflect upon those two ideas or two questions, two biases, after our lecture, our first lecture in mathematics in the modern world. Okay? I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.